Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Insights. I'm Yasha Harari, and I don't know if you guys have been looking at the crypto markets or not lately, but if you are, well, we're in for quite a little interesting discussion today, or a topic about a very interesting use case of crypto in the market. But first, before we do, just to remind you, this is not a financial advice show. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research in anything you're interested in investing in, and don't invest in anything that you don't understand fully and aren't fully prepared to lose, especially in cryptocurrencies, which are quite speculative. Right, it's a speculative market. So, okay, that's it. Markets have gone up a little today. In the past 12 hours or so, they started to climb up, and you can see Bitcoin has been going up from around 36, 35, 65, I think is where it was once it started to climb. And then it's right around, it crossed 3,700. It was up at 37.30 or something like that for a bit. But it's sitting right now at around 36.89 on the Bitstamp chart. And the reason that you can see all these other coins spike, of course, is because you know what happens once something starts to spike. You know, Ethereum started to go up, and everything followed suit. So, was it Ethereum? Was it Bitcoin Cash? Was it XRP? Or which one of these really caused the spike? Who knows what's going to happen with it? Is it going to be another thing like last week, where it's just going to kind of taper back off, you know, from where the high was? You know, don't forget last week it also crossed 3,700 when it spiked on the 8th or so, around the beginning of the 9th, something like that, 8th or 9th of the month. Yeah, it was on the 8th. And it spiked above 3,700 to right where it spiked this time. And now look, it's crossing back down again, slowly, you know, going up, going down, whatever. I guess you could, you know, keep tracking the price action, but the point is it's been sitting around, you know, near 3,700 for the past couple of hours. And will it continue to go up or down? Who knows? We're not here to time the market, but I am here to say, okay, there's some price action happening. It's Monday. That kind of happens a lot on a Monday morning, so not so surprising. It does also happen at this time of day when there's a lot of trading in certain parts of the world. And right now in the US, it's the middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m. Eastern time, 3:15 Eastern time. So not much trading happening US Eastern time right now, generally. But, you know, in about a few more hours there will be. So in about, I think, like what, 6 hours, 5 hours. So as soon as the real trading starts happening on and around Wall Street, we'll see if this has any impact. And the reason I say that is because, of course, even though crypto isn't yet traded right on Wall Street officially, we all know that. Obviously, the majority of the price action movements tend to happen during the hours that happen to coincide with when Wall Street is open, or around the world when other huge markets are open. That also has a big impact on it. So what that means is that people who are actively trading, whether they're trading online from home or online from their desk on their mobile device, at work on Wall Street or in some other firm, there's a lot of action that happens during the traditional business hours. So as much as it's funny, as much as sometimes crypto gets a bad rap as being this weird thing, you know, I've said this before, like, it's clearly something that people on Wall Street like because they invest in it. Of course, they're used to investing in speculative things. But still, the reason they don't recommend it to mainstream investors is because they, you know, quite possibly they want to, you know, first of all, they're not allowed to officially. But second of all, even informally, they don't even recommend it to their friends and family because, not just because it's speculative, because they obviously they suggest many speculative things to their friends and family, but because they see the potential in this thing and they don't want to give it away. They don't want to inform too many people about it, to be perfectly honest, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure I entirely believe in that line of thinking, but that is certainly an opinion that's shared out there. So I'm just sharing that with you, and that's all. I wanted to show you one interesting story today and discuss it. And the real story here, for those of you who are in the VIP chat room, I guess you could say the fun begins. There is a company in Japan called Rakuten, and if you don't know Rakuten, think of it as Amazon for Japan, okay? And Rakuten is currently not just an e-commerce giant, but an e-commerce giant that now accepts crypto, right, as through their new payment app. And the story is that their new payment app, which is going to be released in about a month on the 18th of March, is going to accept or support cryptocurrency payments in addition to fiat. Now, why is this important? Well, before we get into that, let's continue. According to the company's presentation material for the fourth quarter of 2018, the new version of the app will feature, quote, all payment solutions embedded into one platform. So, as Cointelegraph reported in January, Rakuten, informally known as Japan's Amazon, has revealed a change in its company structure. So the company is now including a cryptocurrency exchange that they're calling Everybody's Bitcoin, and that's going to be incorporated into their payments division called Rakuten Payments, or payments subsidiary, I should say, Rakuten Payments. And that group, which used to be run under the name Spotlight, also includes the corporation's prepaid card service, Rakuten EDY, or EDI, or however you pronounce that. So what is the impact of this? Okay, so Rakuten acquired the crypto exchange Everybody's Bitcoin for a couple $1 million, like $2.5 million in August of last year, $2.4 million. And they were thinking about, the reason they bought it is they were thinking about getting into the crypto exchange business. And the role of crypto payments, of course, is something that they believe is going to grow. They said, that P2P payments and crypto payments for e-commerce are things that they believe are going to grow. So when they released their earnings, Rakuten reported that their income for 2018 netted 141.9 billion yen. It's about $1.3 billion. And that marked an increase from the previous year of 28.4%, which is, in that kind of business, enormous, okay? And anything to do with e-commerce or retail of consumer goods, year-over-year growth, anything over even a few percent is considered pretty good. Anything over 5 or 10% is considered great or even excellent. Anything over 20, 25%, those are numbers that, like, people usually just don't even think that's possible, really, year over year on a regular basis, right? For not a tiny company. Of course, a small company can get 28% year over year, but if you're, but even that, a challenge. But for a massive company to do that, that is huge, right? Well, a few years ago, they had also announced, back in March 2015, that they had started accepting Bitcoin on their American portal, Rakuten.com. So they've obviously been in this game for a while. They know the market well enough to know that the prices are very volatile, right? And they understand how to convert prices for various cryptos and fiat to make the payments easy. And, they're not the only company in Japan that is interested in this whole crypto market. Obviously, they mention here in this article, SBI Holdings, which is another major Japanese internet and finance giant, are interested in the crypto exchange world, and they've launched VC Trade in July of 2018. And they started accepting major cryptos in December, right? That's what the article covers. Now, why is this important for marketing insights for crypto? Well, Rakuten is a major marketing machine. If you don't know them, then you really should look them up if you're in marketing. If you do know who they are, you may know them as a place to buy traffic from. Right? People use Rakuten as a source of traffic for selling their own stuff, just like they use Amazon as a source of traffic for selling their own things. So if you're selling something on Rakuten, if you're a part of that network, then effectively you are now able to do business with crypto on one of the world's largest and fastest growing e-commerce platforms, networks, right? So they're very forward thinking about this. You have to say, we all know Amazon is probably going to have some kind of crypto thing eventually, or a blockchain thing eventually. It may not. A single company doesn't need it. Amazon may accept cryptos, that's easy. Easy to just accept crypto for payment, just like Rakuten is doing, right? But for now, Rakuten is the one that's actually leading the charge. So, they're not the first big retailer to go crypto, obviously, but this is still a significant story, and they are thinking about the marketing aspect, because obviously they need to change things like, fluctuating price tags, etc. You have to make sure that your crypto prices are adjusted constantly to match the more stable fiat prices, to do things that it's not, you need to make the process frictionless so that anyone can use it easily. And of course, they believe that they're doing that. The product managers are hard at work building the right products and the right product structures for their pages and the information they publish, the media they publish, so that people can actually experience the whole everybody's Bitcoin thing. Otherwise, what was the point of that? That, in a nutshell, is what makes this interesting for marketing, right? You can see this as an example of a significant player in a significant market making a significant move with cryptocurrency right now in the middle of the bear market. Like we've always been saying, if you want to take a leading position, the best time to do that in is a bear market, right? Bull markets are easy, and there's no brain work involved. And if you're late to the party in a bull market, you're going to make the least gains, just mathematically. If you're early to the party, you're early to the party. Get ready for the negative reactions. It is not necessarily to your advantage to be early to the party, right? You may find that you have a nimble enough product and market situation. Your niche may be specific and interesting enough that you may not necessarily have to jump on board early with crypto. It's not for everybody, right? We've also said that, like, crypto is something that will affect more and more people, and eventually it may very well affect everyone day to day, whether they realize it or not. the products you use will be imbued with crypto and blockchain events, whether you actually buy any or not, right? Your phones will soon have crypto wallets on them. Your tablets, your laptops will have them built in. You will have the option to buy more hardware wallets, and an ever-increasing number of them, are coming on the market, and other ways to secure your crypto, and you will be doing that whether you consciously do it or not. You'll be buying devices that have it built in. The only thing you'll need to do is secure your password, which if you never open the crypto thing will never happen to you, but still your devices could be under warranties that are maintained under the blockchain. The blockchain, what was that? Your warranties literally may be covered by the blockchain. In which case, if something goes wrong with your product, you take it back to the shop and they send it to repair, which checks the blockchain. Well, the shop initially looks at the receipt, which it will find on the blockchain. They'll see the service agreement and whether or not it's still under warranty. They'll give it to the tech department, which will see what exactly is covered and what they can repair for free and what they can't, and then they'll do the repairs for free and then charge you whatever difference. The payment may, or if you don't use crypto to pay, if you're still using fiat to pay, that's fine. They can still record that on the blockchain, right? They can put their receipt on the blockchain. So you will be using it, if you're not already, by the way, you will be using it more and more. By the way, the reason I say if you're not already, is because, first of all, if you're listening to this show, there's a chance you're using it. Second of all, if you're listening to the show and you're not using it, but you're still in marketing, there's still a good chance you're using some form of blockchain tech. Again, even if you're not aware of it. There are tools out there already that are using blockchain that the users don't entirely know. Not many. They need more of them. We need many more of them, right? We just have a few. It's not a lot. But the number is growing of things that are embedded with blockchain. For what? For keeping record of assets and tokenizing everything. Again, it's a tiny number still, but if you're in this niche, you probably heard about it more likely than other people. And again, if you are in this niche and you are marketing projects that are related to crypto and blockchain, and you're looking for examples of who is doing it wrong, who is doing it okay, who is doing it right, who is doing it excellent, well, I think Rakuten is a great example to look at for somebody that I think is doing it right. They're forward thinking, they're pushing ahead, and like the government of Japan, which has said basically, yeah, we're okay with crypto, and we are basically going to see it as a real form of currency that you can exchange. It's fine. They're thinking for the future of their financial interests. It would be nice to see that in other leading economic powers, especially the US and maybe across the EU. But those places are filled with Luddites. Ironically enough, the countries that invented the industrial age and the post-industrial age and the age of digitizing everything and the age of the internet and the age of what's to come, biotech and pharmaceutical research development, all those things. The countries that developed all those fantastic achievements have grown stale in their thinking. Yeah, they've aged not well. They've gotten tired, and they're done holding up the world on their shoulders, and they're kind of giving it up for some other part of the world to do it, right? And it's very sad on the one hand, because many incredible creative achievements have been done through that part of the world, the Western civilizations that have given us glorious achievements in human engineering and science and knowledge and mathematics and just, all these things, medicine and arts and everything. They're just culturally tired, or I don't know, giving up, spoiled beyond belief. I'm not sure what exactly it is. Or they're, the ones, the elders who are still among us have children who were spoiled rotten, or, and so and so. Maybe that's just it could easily be that it's just my perspective. That's, we're just going to chalk it up to that. But the way that I perceive it, if it resonates with anyone, and the data shows that people in the US and people in Europe, are less interested in working hard, more interested in life experiences, which is wonderful, but everything you experience in life is a life experience, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. They're more interested in having free time off of work to spend more time with family, which is great, wonderful. That's a great luxury for many people. Not everybody has that freedom. And people in Japan are still very much, or China, are still very much committed to working hard, even at the expense of less family time. They're committed to their careers, even at the expense of less social activity, right? And they're committed to chasing, oddly enough, what used to be called the American dream, right? Even though they're not in America. They're chasing the capitalist dream. And it's interesting to see this happen around the world, and who are the countries that are vying for leadership roles, and that America is just sort of lazying it along, hoping, I don't know what they're thinking, maybe not even hoping, not even caring about whether or not they have a leading position in the new economy that will take over the world of economy eventually, right? I'm not saying it's going to be a one global economy, because I don't believe that. It's going to be many different currencies. Many countries will have their own. The legit countries that are smart will have actual cryptocurrencies that will be really decentralized and that they'll get some value out of, but they won't be centrally controlled. Or some will be centrally controlled, but they'll still be legit coins that are traded and stable and valuable and everything else, but they won't be controlled by a central bank, because those that are, if it's a central bank that controls it and has the freedom to just pump more money constantly at their will, without any other input from anyone else, that's just, that's not going to work 5, 10, 15 years from now. That model is dead. It's dying. People are still supporting it, obviously, because we're all clinging to that thing. We need this crypto stuff to arrive. We still need to use our dollars or shekels or yen or yuan or euros or whatever we got in the meantime. But once you have, thousands of shops, and there already are many shops you can shop on with crypto, right? This isn't like Rakuten is the first, right? There's Purse, there's no shortage of places you can buy stuff with crypto. There's even websites dedicated to just giving you a list of places you can buy stuff with crypto. Well, what can I say? This Rakuten news is basically, I think, a much more interesting story than meets the eye, as a kind of also ran, not major headline story. Everyone's focusing on the price and the price action. Why? Because that's where the interest is. And we know that people jump into rallies or jump out of bear markets or crashing bull markets based on, FOMO and FUD, right? They buy in when they think everyone else is getting rich and they're not. And they sell out the moment they think everyone's selling because, fear, right? Or misunderstanding or whatever it is. So I'm going to leave you with guys with that today. I'm going to say, that's the end of the wrap for this episode. Hope you understand the significance of why Rakuten is a significant player and one that can make an impact on marketing of goods with e-commerce and with crypto. So keep that in mind. Next time you go online, you see something marketed by Rakuten, if you've got crypto to spend, well, hey, use your crypto. Why not? And with that said, just to remind you guys, if you want, you can go ahead and sign up to the Patreon page we've set up. If anybody wants to give any support that way, or you can just continue to send through crypto, which we put in the description if you feel like it. But of course, none of that is required at all. Nothing at all. It's just if you do, we really, really appreciate it because it helps us make more content. So thanks to all of you who do support us. And if you are on our YouTube channel, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button so that you can stay abreast of what we do and get the latest updates when we post them. And with that said, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you coming in and giving us what to think about. We appreciate all your comments in the VIP lounge. And thanks again for everybody here who checks us out on the YouTube. Hope you all enjoy it. Hope you find this interesting and share-worthy. And by all means, tell your friends and colleagues that marketing will always be marketing, whether or not there's blockchain. So position yourself well and be the best you can be in marketing. And on that said, till next time, folks, take care.